My greatest lessons this past week have actually come from people, and they have fallen into three distinct categories, which I have dubbed the three A's. And they are appreciation, advice, and attraction. And in today's episode, I'm going to deep dive into these three aspects and share with you my takeaways, my learnings, and my experiences because I think they are so relatable and that you'll be able to take something away from this episode wherever you are in the world. So let's get into it. The first A relates to appreciation. Now, this past week, I have felt appreciation at both ends of the scale. I have felt both fully and deeply appreciated, and I've also felt really unappreciated. If you listened to my previous episode, Why Be a Sheep, you will know that last week I was invited to an invitation only exclusive event at Google's head office in London, organised by YouTube. And it was an incredible insight into an organisation who truly values and appreciates their employees and their creators under their YouTube arm. And it got me reflecting on my own experiences of working here in South Italy because I have yet to feel that same level of appreciation that I felt when I left Google's head office last Monday here in South Italy. And I have been working here for 6 years, always within the same sector, education. And I have improved my situation for sure. Like I've had a number of different employers. And with every new school that I have worked at, I definitely have improved myself in some way, and my conditions have somewhat improved as well. But I have yet to feel 100% appreciated for the hard work and effort that I actually put into my job. And it got me thinking because, of course, not every company back in the UK is like Google, and not every company around the world is like Google. They're kind of like, Google for a reason. But I do think that there are many companies here in South Italy that really do not value their staff and really do bite the hand that feeds them. And that has been the other extreme experience that I've had this week where I have felt unappreciated. Because this is the thing. I believe that if you have a company, every employee within your company plays a crucial and critical role to your company's success. Every employee, from the cleaner all the way up to like your top salesperson, every single person plays a critical role. And if you choose to focus your attention on a select few people within the organization, or you choose to show your appreciation just to a select few, inadvertently you destroy the motivation and morale of the rest of your workforce. And let's not forget that sometimes those other members of your workforce are the beating heart of your business. If you were to suddenly remove those individuals, you would not have a business to begin with. Yet this is often forgotten for many reasons, usually concerning money. But it's also something that can leave a really bitter taste in employees' mouths, because when you see that some people are being rewarded for things and other people are not, and some people are reaping the benefits of a company's success whilst others are ignored, it doesn't make people feel good. And essentially, it affects morale and also the quality of work that your employees are going to end up producing. And I really wonder why this kind of ethos and mentality even exists. As I said, I don't think this is exclusive to South Italy. There are many employers around the world who also adopt the same principles, but I really struggle to understand why a business would believe that some employees are more valuable than others, and why they wouldn't appreciate every single aspect of their business that makes what they do possible. And so it's been a really interesting week to feel the kind of extremes when it comes to appreciation, to reflect on my own working experiences here, but also to kind of broaden the concept of appreciation and look at like the many different ways that we both appreciate and don't appreciate certain aspects of our life. I think having my now 12-week puppy, Tina, has really opened my eyes a lot more to appreciation, because I'm a lot more grounded and present in this moment now than perhaps I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm watching her learn about the world, discover new things, grow, develop. And it's making me have a deeper appreciation for my own environment, for my own experiences. So I feel like appreciation is something that we talk about a lot. Yes, it's good to appreciate things, but we don't necessarily really fully adopt or understand. But it's something that is so important. And, whether it be in your work life, whether it be in your personal life, I feel like we all need to focus more on appreciation, because when you appreciate something, it flourishes, it grows, it develops, it makes you feel good. It makes the people around you feel good, which in turn is only going to lead to more good things. And I think that's something that a lot of people here sometimes forget. There are many people here who are stuck in jobs in different sectors and industries where they are undervalued and unappreciated. And, they become resentful about the work that they do, and they are quite bitter about what they have to do every day. But then, as I've said before, I think there is a certain culture and ethos here where people just put up with these things because there is a need for survival. So it's kind of like two-pronged, this argument, I would suggest. Like, there is a culture here that doesn't support employees, but then there are also employees who endure this kind of culture because they need the money to feed their families. And that's the kind of vicious circle that a lot of people are stuck in here in South Italy. And I see it and have seen it repeatedly over the 6 years that I've been living here. So it is interesting. It is interesting how people approach the issue of appreciation. But it has been some of my biggest takeaways this week concerning this aspect, because whether we appreciate things or we don't, I think we all need to wake up to the fact that appreciation is ultimately what is going to lead you to greater things. Now, the second A that I have observed this week relates to advice. And this has been something that, in a way, has been quite humorous. So I think as humans, we all like to offer our advice. We like to offer our well-meaning thoughts and opinions, and sometimes they're really not well-meaning at all, but we still want to express our thoughts. Now, last week, and this is the irony of the situation, as I was at Google, there was a comment that was put on one of my YouTube videos from a fellow creator who has commented before on previous videos, but has been pretty positive. This time, their comment was along the lines of, I'm really trying to like your channel, but I just think you're too negative. If you want to grow your subscribers, you need to be more positive. If you want to earn more money, you need to have more subscribers. I have 26,000 subscribers. And, less B-roll footage, less talking head footage, and start showing us more of real Italy, blah, blah, blah. Now, I have to be honest, I do filter the comments that appear on my channel, and I've been quite open about this because there are a lot of haters and trolls on YouTube. And my channel is my space, and it's a safe space for people to be able to express their opinions, to offer advice where it's well-meaning and intended, and also just to kind of come together like a community spirit. And anybody who wants to post like just vile hate or stir up trouble or just say things that just have no value whatsoever, those comments will never appear on my channel, because I think it just creates a really toxic space. So I did consider whether or not I should allow this comment to be published, but I did allow it to be published because I don't just allow positive comments on my channel. I do allow negative comments at times, just to balance the perspective a little bit and to offer kind of a meaningful and healthy discussion. And so I allowed this comment to be published, and I responded back to it and was just like, it's my channel. I'm really happy with its growth and direction, and my channel is both good and bad. I have 2 videos on my YouTube channel: 7 reasons to visit Sicily and 7 reasons not to visit Sicily. Now, at the time of recording this episode, my 7 reasons not to visit Sicily have surpassed 10,000 views, and my 7 reasons to visit Sicily it's sitting at around a couple of thousand views. So, human nature is such that we are genuinely more curious about the negative aspects before we are about the positive ones. So I knew that what she was trying to say wasn't correct. But I kind of sat with this comment for a bit and I was like, first of all, this person must be like really experienced, right? Okay, 26,000 subscribers. This is a decent number. Maybe there is some kind of truth to what she says. Like, I can be quite real about life here. And maybe to some people that does come across as being negative. So I was like, let me just go and check this woman's channel out. Maybe I can learn something from her. So I had a look at her YouTube channel. Guys, this is why you have to be so bloody careful about where you take your advice from. Her channel indeed has 26,000 subscribers, but her most popular video is lower than my most popular video. I think her most popular video is 110,000 views. Mine is about to approach 170,000 views. Her engagement is through the floor. She hardly has any comments or engagement at all on any of her videos. Her thumbnails need a lot of work and improvement. And I just kind of sat with myself and I was like, you have the audacity to come onto my channel and give me your advice, but yet you don't follow any of it yourself. And you're chasing vanity metrics, which are essentially subscriber numbers. Because one thing that I really understand about YouTube now is that subscriber numbers mean nothing. They might give you some kind of credibility in inverted commas, but they certainly do not indicate the success of your channel. Because if you have a channel with like 26,000 subscribers, but nobody's commenting or watching your videos, let me tell you something. In YouTube's eyes, that channel is not a success. YouTube measure a channel's success on the number of views a video gets and the number of watch hours it also gets as a channel overall. That they are the measures of success on YouTube, not subscriber numbers. And it was really interesting to observe all of this. And I was like, wow, I should be proud of myself, with my 5 and a bit thousand subscribers, and I'm getting more views than a channel with 26,000. So this is the key. People are so good at giving advice, but they don't often apply that advice to their own lives. Now, just to continue this story a little bit more, I replied back to this message super professional because I always send love and light to the people that have nothing better to say. And a day later, she decided to also DM me on Instagram and paste the contents of what she'd posted on YouTube and add some extra, in inverted commas, tips and advice for my channel as to how I can grow. All of which, of course, were basically telling me, just don't do what I'm doing. People are incredible, really. Like, rather than giving advice to other people, apply that advice to your own life in whatever situation you are in. We all get involved in other people's business and other people's lives. Focus in on your own. Put that amount of attention that you're giving to another channel on your own and watch yourself fly. Like, why do people feel the need to beat down on others and criticize people's progress and the work that they're doing and try to make them feel shit? Because let me tell you, people do not understand the power of the words they use. They really don't. And words can have a really profound impact on people. So, why make people feel shit? Why not just put that energy and focus it in on you and make your life even better? Advice I read once should only come from people who you would really listen to. Like, anyone can give advice. Joe Blogs down the street can tell you what to do with your life. But unless that person is living the life that you want or is having the kind of experience that you desire, why would you listen to that person? They are just talking about something, a pipe dream, something they wish they could do or something that they wish they had done. Why would you listen to that person? Advice should come from the people who have walked in your shoes, achieved the things that you desire, and have credibility and know what it is they're talking about. So I think that's another key thing that I have really experienced this week. People offering their unasked for advice. And I just think sometimes advice is better saved for people that you know or for situations where you have experience within it, and if you don't, then sometimes I think it's better just to focus on yourself and leave other people to follow their own path in that way. And the third A that I have experienced this week relates to attraction. And there is this kind of expression that has been buzzing around in my head this week, a moth to a flame. Now, a moth is always attracted to light. And it's really interesting how people can be attracted to your energy. We all have an aura. I believe in this. We all have like an energy that we transmit when we enter into a place, into a social situation, and just in our everyday life. And some people have a really magnetic aura, like people are attracted to them. They do not know why, but there is something about that person that they really like and they feel magnetized towards them. And this is what I believe is the aura that we all have around us. And it's really interesting how people will, at points, be like your best friend. They can't get enough of what you're doing. They're really supportive. They want to be part of what you're doing. They want to be involved. And then the next minute, they're a bit lukewarm, not as interested, a little bit flaky. And then they just kind of drop off the radar. Now, I do believe that our connections with people are like seasons. You have some people who will remain in your lives for a very, very long time, and you have others that will come and go like the seasons. But from every interaction, you can learn something because I really believe everyone is our teacher. And it's been really interesting this week to watch people who perhaps once I had a closer relationship with becomes a little bit more distant and a little less kind of interested in the things that they were once interested in with me before, you know? And I've just kind of been a bit like, well, this is the reason why I always say people are fickle and how you can never allow your emotions and the way that you feel to be dictated by how other people treat you, because this is how people are. One minute they are your biggest supporters, the next they couldn't give a damn about what you're doing. And I think, people are attracted to different things and buy different things. And some people are attracted to what they think is the in thing at the time. So they are all about the thing that they think is going to, in a way, perhaps inadvertently benefit them. And when that thing doesn't materialize in the way that they wanted, or it's a bit of a slow burner, they're not getting the instant recognition that they thought they might get from something, they're on to the next thing and on to the next thing. And they're kind of distracted by the next shiny object. It's interesting because to really nurture relationships with people, it takes time. To really see the results of your work, it takes time. And yet there are so many people who, if they don't get the instant success or recognition, they're off. And yet they don't really understand that life isn't always that way. Like, yes, we live in a culture which wants and demands instant results, but life doesn't always play that way. And so I think, we have to remember sometimes the reasons why we're communicating with people, interacting with people, and consider our real intentions behind that interaction. Is it because you are interacting with somebody to try to gain something from that interaction for your own benefit? Or is it because you genuinely have a connection with somebody and you want to nurture that and foster that and kind of grow it into a friendship or relationship, whatever it may be? I think you have to really be honest with yourself, because too many people foster and forge connections with people for the wrong reasons. And it's very obvious as well, because those connections never last or they're very flaky. And so, I think attraction is another thing. We can be blinded and attracted by the bright, shiny objects, but sometimes those bright, shiny objects aren't all that they seem. Sometimes they are empty promises. Sometimes they are kind of treats and experiences that seem amazing on the surface, but deep down, there is no substance to them. So I think, in life, we have to always pay attention to what is attracting us and be honest with ourselves as to why we are attracted to that thing, and really try to develop meaningful connections with people, because otherwise, what is the point? Like, there are so many fake people out there, so many people who have 101 heads. So many people who love to gossip and bitch and complain and moan, that, if you have the opportunity to forge a relationship or a friendship with someone and a connection that is genuine and can uplift you and up-level you, that is something super, super special in a world which wants to take you down the complete opposite path. I will see you in the next episode.